Hi, Darren Macri from Wythe Windows, and I'm here today with Greg Duncan, Passive House Architect. Tell us, what are we doing here? What's this project about?
All right, well, this is a high-performance retrofit. We're aiming for net zero energy use. We're using windows from Wythe Windows, of course.
Oh, that's why we're here. Okay,
yeah.
good.
We're here at the opening for our lift and slide sliding glass door.
Oh, it's going to be nice. There's a lot of things you took into consideration on this project. I mean, it was a retrofit of, when was this house built originally?
It was in the 40s. It's really a typical suburban house, pretty common in Queens here in Whitestone. We added an extension in the back. We're insulating with the rock wool insulation on the outside. It's nice and water resistant, fire resistant, very good for acoustics as well. And then we're going to have thin brick cladding over the insulation. So this is a mock-up of our thin brick system with the rock wool, mineral wool insulation, vertical wood battens forming our rain screen. We've got the metal backup panel and the thin brick.
So the owner came to you and he was like, "I want a passive house," or did he know about passive house?
Yeah, he knew about passive house. This is actually because it's a retrofit with the budget in mind. It's not quite passive house up to the passive house standard, but it's going to be a net zero with the solar panels on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's important to know because a lot of people think, oh, well, I can't do passive house, so I guess I don't know what to do.
So don't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And it's not like that. It's a continuous scale, especially for retrofits. I think it's perfectly fine to have a retrofit where you say, we're going to do what we can with the scope of work that we're doing. Mm-hmm. We kept a lot of the existing structure, which has an environmental benefit as well, not just tearing everything down. Mm-hmm. And you won't always get to passive house when you're doing a retrofit. And that's not necessarily a problem as long as you're doing the best you can with.
So what will he get with all the work that he's doing here? So he's going to get lower energy bills.
He's going to have on an annual basis 0 energy bills. And a very comfortable house, an extra bedroom, an extra bathroom. We dug out the basement, so we have extra livable space there.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the trickiest parts of this project during the design and modeling phase?
Well, brick is a challenge. We were able to use a thin brick panelized system, which lets us use the exterior insulation. It cuts down on the embodied energy of brick instead of the full 4-inch brick. It's a real brick that's 3/4 of an inch thick. Mm-hmm. Comes with a metal panel.
So unless you have X-ray vision, you're not going to tell the difference.
Right. It is brick. It's brick and mortar,
yeah.
just installed with the new technology. So.
And it gives you the ability then to put all this great mineral wool on the outside.
Right.
And I notice you have this furring here. That's as a nailer for the thin brick, and
that's for the nailer, and that gives you a rain screen. Mm-hmm. So that gives you extra water protection.
Mm-hmm. So passive house is just for the extremely rich and and people who are dying to go green. Is that correct or wrong?
That is a common misconception there. The really passive house is we see people designing for the passive house standard for affordable housing, for luxury housing in Manhattan, for single-family houses around the country, around the world, really. Mm-hmm. In the case of a retrofit, we're doing as much as we can given the scope of the retrofit. Mm-hmm. It is a gut renovation with an extension, but we're not we're not able to do exterior insulation around the existing foundation. So there's some limitations that made us not able to get to the Passive House standard on this project.
And was that access because of the proximity of the neighbors? Or?
Yeah. Excavating that amount with the slope you need, it wouldn't have been feasible. And every retrofit is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have different constraints. You might have a building in an historic district, so you have the constraints there. In this case, we didn't have that, so we were able to do a new brick facade. And even though we're not going to the Passive House standard, we are going to be net zero energy use, so that the energy bills over the course of the year will be zero. So use a little bit more energy in the winter, save energy in the summer.
And how is he getting that? He's putting.
We have a great exposure on the south side. There's solar panels on the roof.
What were some of the trickier concerns?
One of the things we were concerned about with ventilation was that the owner is an avid cook, so we wanted to have very good ventilation in the kitchen. So we have. In the kitchen, we have a vented range hood, which is tied to a makeup air unit in the attic, so that when you run the range hood, it'll exhaust at 250 CFM, which gives you a good amount of exhaust from the kitchen. And the problem with the range hood is usually with that amount of air, if you don't have a dedicated makeup, it's not really giving you the exhaust that you should be getting. And then,
so it's going to have a relay switch that automatically powers
right.
And but no recovery from the range hood.
Well, when you do a direct exhaust, you do lose the heat recovery aspect of it. But 90% of the time, we are going to be using the continuous mechanical ventilation with heat recovery. Which gives you the continuous filtered fresh air.
How did you find in all seriousness? How did you find working with Wythe? What was the experience like from beginning to end? Pretend I'm not here.
Well, Darren.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. It was good. I was glad I was able to actually specify your windows on a project. I've seen your materials for a while, for several years at different various Passive House conferences, and we had talked about possibly doing something, and finally, it worked out. So this is a great project for your New Jersey-made PVC windows.
Yeah, I mean, our windows aren't the appropriate choice for every single project.
Right. I mean, sometimes you have an historic project where you want to use real wood, or some high-rise projects you're required to use a metal frame. So
although a lot of high-rises are changing towards our type of windows, because we actually get some very high DP ratings. We have an AW60.
That's good.
And so while aluminum, I think aluminum is now seeing its day. But yes, there is a lot of. It's still predominantly aluminum, the high-rise business.
Right. And aluminum has a problem with the performance.
For sure.
The thermal properties of aluminum are not good for energy use. So.
And then if you want a Passive House quality aluminum window, it's going to be extremely expensive, wouldn't you think?
Well, you basically have that usually ends up being a PVC window with aluminum cladding.
Right.
So.
Yeah. What do you like about the lift and slide doors?
Well, what I like about it, which we can't see right now, but with the lift and slide mechanism, it's not like the old school 1950s sliding glass door that's always, not quite shovable.
Yeah.
These doors, they lock into place, and then when you turn the handle, it lifts up and slides very gracefully.
Yeah, there's little casters on the bottom, and it rolls very, very nicely. The
Yeah.
important thing when installing is squareness. If this isn't square,
Right.
But so you have to spend pay extra attention to that.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, they're really super airtight, and they're good thermal performers.
It's airtight, it's triple glazed, so the advantage of that is that you can be close to the door in the winter, and it's still warm. You're not going to be uncomfortable next to the sliding glass door.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. This is going to be the dining room, so.
You don't want your meat getting cold before you have a chance to eat.
Yeah.
And then here's a tilt turn.
Yep. I mean, you know more about the windows than I do, but yeah, this is the tilt and turn window. Again, this is also triple glazed, which really, I mean, I think you need to do it for comfort and sound as well. With the triple glazing, you won't hear the neighbors.
Yeah, that's one of the fun side effects of these windows. I mean, is that they're extremely quiet. Actually, I remember the first time I went to passive houses in Europe, more than the thermal comfort I noticed was just how quiet they are.
Right. Right. You don't have the mechanical equipment running all the time.
Yeah.
You don't have the outside noise.
We just accept this base level of noise in our life, and also just a base level of discomfort. I think people are kind of programmed or conditioned to feeling a draft, feeling that asymmetrical heat loss, and until you actually
or just not being able to use certain rooms of the house.
During certain seasons, oh well, I just close that off and that's it. And you don't even think about it, and then someone says, wait, that's crazy, and you're like, oh, wait a second, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Why do I do that?
Yeah.
And that's one of the passive houses is something that just has one great side effect after another, and the windows. I mean, tilt-turn windows were originally designed not to be thermally high performing. They were originally designed for security reasons, and
right. So you there are two opening methods. Put the handle in one direction, and it tilts open for ventilation. So you can have natural ventilation if you want it. The nice thing about a high performance house like this is you can close the windows if you want to, if it's too noisy outside. You still have your mechanical ventilation providing your filtered fresh air 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a great point too, is that I often say to a lot of folks is that the most cost effective and highest performing window is a fixed window. And if you're having mechanical ventilation, you're never going to feel in the house like, oh gosh, it's just stuffy in here, I want to open up the window. I mean, you're always going to have fresh air. So it's fine if you can mix in, if you're looking for a way to value engineer your project, it's fine to mix in some fixed windows. The European tilt-turn system actually gives you the ability, because the frames are steel reinforced, and you really can make some really big sizes, depending on how you need them. And like the lift and slide, it could be super huge. That's a very tall one. What was the size of that one?
It's 84 by 84.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Darren, you here?
Oh yeah.
Hi. So this is the second floor with the bedrooms. We have 2 bedrooms for the children here. The amazing views back here. So we have 2 windows. You can see the Manhattan skyline back there.
Oh wow, that's neat. All right, so tell me the story of the air barrier.
So the attic is all within our thermal envelope. So it's a conditioned attic. So it's not going to be one of those attics where it's 140 degrees in the summer.
And why do you use dense glass as opposed to other sheathing types?
Well, we had to use gypsum sheathing for the fire resistance.
And then you covered that with Adhero.
Yeah, the Adhero is a peel and stick membrane that is very similar to, for example, blue skin. It sticks very well. It's more forgiving as far as any penetrations. You can nail through it. It's pretty easy to install. You can use it on the roof and on the siding, so you have a continuous air barrier, which is important for high performance construction.
Wow, Greg, that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for showing us the house. I mean, it's just so inspiring to see how someone can take an older mid-century house and really bring it into today's age to make it much more energy efficient, more comfortable, just with real good design techniques.
Well, thank you. That's what we're going for, and Wythe Windows makes it a lot easier. So.
Well, geez, thanks.
All right.
All right,
thanks.
good to see you.